like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Whether it's dusk or dawn, the Farm Mutual Group of South Dakota has you covered. They are your local insurance company that has been around for 140 years. Since 1883, they have been putting their neighbors first and will continue to do so. They carry farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Give Andrew or Ryan a call today at 605-583-4211 to see how they can help you with your insurance need and go the extra mile to save you money.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Life is made up of moments. We care about those moments as much as you do. We are Modern Woodmen, a fraternal financial services organization, member-owned, not stockholder-run. Since 1883, we've supported families, strengthened communities, and helped people reach their financial goals. From protection to saving to retirement planning, let us help you plan for those special moments in your life.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
You are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live production.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
For over 40 years, Redditals has been your locally owned and operated department store right here in Scotland, carrying top brand name products and fashion in all sizes for women to men and children. Everyone can find something that fits at Redditals. Plus, when you're ready to cheer on your hometown team, Redditals has you covered with all the gear. From clothes, shoes, jewelry, and more, next time you're ready to shop, make it Redditals in Scotland.
Your place for fun is Pep's Pub in Kaler, a locally family-owned business. Friday and Saturday nights, those are the nights for steak and seafood special. You can watch the game or stop in before or after. There are noon specials available too. Like them on Facebook and check out their deals there. To have a great time with great people, stop into Pep's Pub in Kaler. Pep's Pub, a proud supporter of all local sports and activities.
Hozzy's Main Stop in Scotland is a family-owned business and open daily from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. They are your number one stop for all your snacks, drinks, and fuel needs. Whether it's before or after the game, stop at the Main Stop and fill up on a large variety of items, from fresh food made daily to ice cream, pizza, and a huge selection of beverages to quench your thirst. Hozzy's also offers 24-hour blender pumps, so you never have to worry about running out of fuel for your vehicle. Stop in to Hozzy's Main Stop in Scotland today.
Whether it's dusk or dawn, the Farm Mutual Group of South Dakota has you covered. They are your local insurance company that has been around for 140 years. Since 1883, they have been putting their neighbors first and will continue to do so. They carry farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Give Andrew or Ryan a call today at 605-583-4211 to see how they can help you with your insurance need and go the extra mile to save you money.
Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Scotland is your hometown bank. Hometown banking means banking with neighbors and friends. Farmers and Merchants State Bank is your full-service bank offering debit cards, personal, business, and ag loans along with many other services available. Everything a large bank offers, but with hometown service. The Scotland Farmers and Merchants State Bank in Scotland. Stop by and see what we can do for your personal banking needs. A proud sponsor of Highlander Athletics.
Hozzy Heating and Cooling in Scotland is a family-owned business here to serve you for all your air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. Dan and John use only Rheem manufactured products. Whether it's a new home, commercial, or non-commercial business project or a remodel job, using Rheem products, the new degree of comfort, Hozzy Heating and Cooling sells the best while servicing the rest. Call 605-661-4490 to schedule an appointment or for an estimate. Hozzy Heating and Cooling are proud supporters of all Scotland Highlander School activities.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
The Recreation Bar, located at 536 Main Street in Scotland, is a family-owned bar, bowling alley, and restaurant. They open daily at 10 a.m. and offer lunch and dinner specials. The grill is open until 10 p.m. and the fryer remains on until closing. Stop in for a game of darts, pool, or bowl a few frames. League bowling is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so call Sean at 605-583-4789 to reserve your lane. Walk-ins also welcome. Drinks are always cold, so stop in at the Rec Bar. They are a proud supporter of all Highlander and Trapper events.
Zweifel Seed in Scotland has the seed to fit your needs. From Pioneer brand corn, soybeans, and alfalfa to forages, pasture mixes, cover crops, and lawn seed, they strive to help place the right product on the right acre. Custom mixes are available and can be tailored to fit your exact needs. With free delivery to the field or the farm, you can focus on planting and leave the commuting to them. Call Jared at 359-5092 or stop at the office. They appreciate the opportunity to serve you.
Across the Avera healthcare system, including Llanyoung Memorial Hospital Avera in Scotland, there are benefits and evidence-based care with a strong focus on your safety and comfort while you are in their care. As a Christian healthcare minister rooted deeply in gospel values, they provide quality, cost-effective, accessible health care services with the latest technology. When you or your loved one faces any health challenges, see the Llanyoung Memorial Hospital Avera in Scotland. We are a proud sponsor of Highlander Athletics and wishing everyone good luck in tonight's competition.
If something happens to you, will your family be financially secure? Will your income be replaced? What about college? Don't put it off. Turn to your Modern Woodman agent for the trusted personal guidance you need. You'll work together to select the right financial products to protect your family's future.
Sponsored by Shane Vetch, your Modern Woodman representative in Freeman. Call Shane at 605-925-1234 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Hey farmers, don't have the time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at NewGen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, NewGen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's NUGEN Marion.com.
Don't let auto body issues get you down. Visit Classic Collision and Frame for all of your auto body needs and wants. We offer complete body repair that includes full windshield and glass replacement, glass rock chip repair, frame repair, wheel alignment, and paintless dent repair. We can also personalize your ride with custom paint and graphics to make your vehicle stand out from the crowd. Stop by for your free quote at 611 East Highway 18 in Menno. Classic Collision and Frame is a proud supporter of all Menno and surrounding communities' athletic and school programs.
Renewable Ag Products is based on relationships and customer service. Their group trays are core group of ethanol co-products that includes dry distillers grain, modified distillers, wet distillers, and corn syrup. They also trade other specialty ingredients their customers request. They have also been supplying to livestock producers for nearly 25 years and work closely with multiple ethanol and processing plants. Call 605-387-5013 to find out more. Renewable Ag Products, personally, effectively, and efficiently marketing grain commodities.
Menno State Bank has been dedicated to traditions of service through courtesy, timeliness, and consistency, offering a wide variety of products, including checking and savings accounts, debit and credit cards, CDs, IRAs, and online banking, as well as loan products, being relied on for over 100 years to meet the loan needs for area farmers and commercial operations. The farming industry faces many uncertainties, and their ag bankers understand the complexity of agriculture, and they're dedicated to meet your financial needs based on your operation. Let Menno State Bank take your operation to the next level by supplying it with the right resources to grow.
Nuss Insurance, your local independent crop insurance agency. Nuss Insurance provides years of experience with your crop and hail insurance needs. You will get expert advice to insure and protect your crops during events caused by weather. Nuss Insurance delivers first-rate crop insurance with 2 licensed agents working with the area's leading crop insurance companies and adjusters to work your claims fast and efficient. Nuss Insurance offers 2-hour binding time to cover your crop in the event of a hailstorm. Free quotes for crop insurance are available by farm visit or office visit. Nuss Insurance would like to wish everyone a safe, healthy, and prosperous year.
Helena Agri Enterprises LLC, proudly serving area communities with a wide range of agricultural products ranging from fertilizer, seed, chemical, precision planting products, as well as all of your custom application needs. Call one of the 4 locations today in Menno, Tripp, Freeman, and Turkey Ridge. Helena would like to wish all the area teams a successful season. Helena, people, products, knowledge.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
A healthy body starts with a healthy mouth. Regular checkups and cleanings will keep your teeth and gums in top shape. Give yourself and your kids the best dental care with a visit to Carson Family Dentistry in Springfield. With a qualifying, caring dental staff, Carson Family Dentistry provides top care with a hometown feel. Trust your family's oral health to Dr. Carson. Call today for an appointment. Carson Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of all school activities and events on the Live Ticket Network.
Are you searching for an epic career in the healthcare field? Look no further. You can get a practical nursing degree from Lake Area Technical College right here at Capital City Campus in Pierce, South Dakota. It's close to home, affordable, hands-on learning, and relevant training, outstanding job placement with an excellent return on your investment, and one of the best nursing programs available in the region. For more information on how you can launch your healthcare career, go to lakeareatech.edu or capitalcitycampus.org.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong.
Welcome to our Veterans Day program. I'm Tori Borg, the SHS Student Council President, and I'll be your MC for the program. Thank you very much for attending our program. When Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner almost 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. Throughout this nation's history, American soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and to turn back aggressors. We can nearly never fully repay our debt of gratitude to the more than 650,000 American service members who died in battle or the 1.4 million who were wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank the 25 million veterans still living today. These words are inscribed on the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend a country they never knew and a people they never met. Those words apply equally to many of our World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and Gulf War veterans as well. They apply to today's active duty service members, today and tomorrow's veterans, who are helping to maintain peace throughout the world. Today is my privilege to say thank you to all the American veterans, to let them know that we appreciate them for their service and honor them for their sacrifice. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay it. Today we celebrate American veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave. Would all veterans in attendance please rise if able to be recognized? Thank you for your service. patrons, can you please raise your hands for roses and cards? Now when able, please rise and remove cover for the posting of the colors and the DFW color guard.
To the rear step. Right, forward. Preset. Arms.
Now we'll have the Allstate Quartet of Trenton Scorpa, Ben Cavanaugh, Charlotte Maris, and Janine Starkle perform the national anthem.
Preset. Arms.
When you see someone in uniform, someone who serves us all, doing military duty, answering their country's call, take a moment to thank them for protecting what you hold dear. Tell them you are proud of them. Make it very clear. Just tap them on the shoulder, give a smile and say, thank you for what you're doing to keep us safe in the US of A.
Thank you, Keegan. The SHS band will now perform God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood, version arranged by Michael Sleen. The band is directed by Mr. Brett Jacobson. Thank you, band. Jericho Stark will now read the poem Why by Joanna Fuchs.
Why did you leave home and friends, comfort and safety, to experience pain and hardship, so I could be protected? I don't know, but thank you. Why did you put yourself in danger, injury and death always a possibility, so I could be free? I don't know, but thank you. Thank you, veteran, thank you.
Thank you, Jericho. Jenna Batek will now read her Voice of Democracy essay from last year.
Since the birth of our country, we have faced adversity time and time again, but we persist. We have looked into the eyes of our bullies and said, not today. America has only been a country for 245 years. and we have faced challenging times, like the Great Depression, but we endured it. We sent the first man to the moon, we invented the first telephone, and made a railroad that stretched across the whole country. The history class I have the pleasure of taking this year is about the United States history, and we are learning about how we came to be as a country, and all the different difficulties we have faced. To understand where we can go from here, we must understand where we came from. We signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, making it known to the world that we are independent. Following the Declaration of Independence, the Treaty of Paris was signed, which further established our independence. After our independence was established, we went to work at building our country. Day after day, our ancestors got closer to the country we are today. As intelligent species, we are constantly inventing new technology to improve our way of life. Sometimes people think that technology is the future, but it was also our past. We were the first country to invent the first light bulb, the telephone, Ford Model T, and the assembly line we use in factories today. Nonetheless, just like every other country, we have had our fair share of struggles, and we have had our victories. One struggle we are fighting today is COVID-19. Yes, we are still struggling with it, but I know we can get through it. As Simone said in The Lion King, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I believe America lives by this quote. Except, what does tough look like for America? Well, it could be many things we are dealing with today. However, what the future holds is entirely unknown to men. Our future might not even be on this planet. Right now, we are trying to see if we can make Mars habitable for humans. We are also trying to improve our lives, and I do not see that changing anytime soon. Technology is always going to grow, making our lives easier and better for us. Technology does not just mean every new iPhone, but also means new medicines and machines for research. We will always need technology to uncover discoveries. With all the new information, our education system is constantly evolving. Our future generations are the ones that are going to use the discoveries in their everyday life. We make discoveries to understand our world better, to help our future grow bigger and brighter than before. How we go from here is how we've always gone, by improving and helping the lives of every American. We will take it day by day, just like our ancestors did, and leave our legacy for future generations, so that they may not back down when faced with a challenge. In closing, we must not get caught up with looking at our past or looking at our future. There is no certainty in the future, but we might miss the present if we focus on the past or future. So what can we do to help our country? It could be voicing our opinion on a voting ballot, alternatively, even volunteering at a local soup kitchen. So where do we go from here? That is the question. And I believe doing the little things today, we can help our future generations for years to come. By doing what we do best, which I believe is not giving up. So my question to you is, what are you doing today to help America tomorrow?
Thank you, Jenna. Ms. Jill Huberman will now share a message with us.
Well, good morning. I'm Jill Haberman. I am the middle school social studies teacher, so I teach 5, 6, 7, 8 social studies along with 5th grade math. I would like to say that I am back by popular demand, but because I spoke 2 years ago. But actually, I asked the student council if I could teach or talk to you about an experience I had this past spring. So this past spring, I went to a Navy SEAL graduation in Coronado, California. I'm going to check some lights here. I guess, one of the things you might ask is, what's the big deal about a Navy SEAL? Well, a Navy SEAL is the U.S. Navy Primary Special Operations Force, and it is a component of the Naval Warfare Command. SEALs are typically ordered to capture or kill high-level targets or gather information behind enemy lines. Navy SEAL Team 6 is responsible for killing Osama bin Laden in 2011. And Navy SEAL Team 6 is the best of the best. I believe there are like 10 SEAL teams, and if you're on Team Teal 6, you are the best of the best. Probably one of the most famous Navy SEALs would be Chris Kyle, just because there was a movie made about him a few years ago. He was the author of a book. He served 4 tours in the Iraq War. And he was not killed in war, but he was killed here in the United States by another veteran who had some mental issues. So how did I get to know a Navy SEAL? Well, it started with 4-H, and another family and us, our kids were in 4-H. So Cordell is on the left-hand side, and my son Hunter's in the middle, and then Cordell's brother Tucker's on the end. And then our kids, so there's 7 of us, or 7 of them. There's Tucker, Hunter, Cordell with the cowboy hat, Ethan, my son Austin, my daughter Brittany, and then Michaela. And somehow we managed with 7 kids not to have one graduation the same year, so that was never a conflict, so that was kind of nice. So again, just some pictures from 4-H, and then I got one of Callie back there. So that's Hunter, Callie, and then Cordell. So Cordell's journey, I guess, he knew in 6th grade, if you would ask him in 6th grade what he wanted to be when he grew up, he would say, I want to be a Navy SEAL. He graduated in May of 2020 when there was COVID, and then in July he went to basically boot camp, and that is held at Naval Station Great Lakes, Illinois. He was there in July through September, and he told me that, well, first of all, 2020, it seemed like the kids missed out on a lot. And when he graduated boot camp, he told me that his graduation was, they walked around the block. That was basically his graduation ceremony. So I felt kind of bad because when I went to my son's basic training graduation in Fort Leonard Wood, that was a really cool experience. And no family could come to his graduation either. All right, so I'm not really sure what he did from like September to January, but January is when December is when he left for Coronado, California. Just to give you an idea, when you graduate basic boot camp in the Navy, you have to run 1.5 miles under 16 minutes, 10 seconds. You have to do 50 curl-ups in 2 minutes and 50 push-ups in 2 minutes. So starting in January, by the way, when he went to December 2020, he had to go to California right away, California. And I remember he was there for 2 weeks, basically no family, because they were kind of under COVID restrictions. So that was kind of, I'm sure, not a very fun Christmas for him. He didn't really know anybody. Maybe a few people that graduated boot camp with him, but he did not know a lot of people there. So the first part of becoming a Navy SEAL is to complete BUD/S, and that stands for Basic Underwater Demolition for SEALs, and it's a 24-week course. It's in Coronado, California. And Coronado, California is right beside San Diego. It's a tiny little island right off of San Diego. He entered training in class 346. And so in January, he had like 4 weeks of basic orientation, just kind of like doing training and kind of learning the rules and other things like that. One of the things that he had to do when he got there, and for many, many days afterwards, is he would have to swim 2 miles. So he'd swim out in the ocean to like a mile marker, and then you'd swim back. And you always had to swim with a buddy. You had to stay within 6 feet of each other. You couldn't get farther than that. And Cordell ended up with kind of a scar on his leg because that was from his pocket knife. Now, why would you need a pocket knife if you're swimming in the ocean? That would be to fight off any sharks that came along. So after 4 weeks of orientation, Cordell became really sick. If you know where San Diego is, it's at the southern bottom part of California, and Tijuana, Mexico is very close to San Diego. Tijuana dumps their sewage. Well, maybe it goes to treatment plants, but maybe it doesn't. Anyways, the sewage goes into the ocean. Cordell is pretty sure that he became sick because of the water that he was swimming in every day. And he had pneumonia, I'm not sure what else, but he was very sick and was bedridden for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. And so he was rolled out of his class. So that was in first part of February. He did not really start training heavy again until April. So this kind of knocked him out for about a month. It took another month for him to get back into shape. So he got rolled into class 348. I don't know what happened to class 347 because I don't think there was one in between. So one of the first things that we do when you are a Navy SEAL, they have us at the beginning of the training because they don't want to invest a lot of money into someone who is not going to be able to complete Hell Week. And I don't know if you got a picture, you can see Cordell's face there, but he doesn't look quite normal. And this was taken after he completed Hell Week. So there's a regular picture of Cordell. And there's the picture of him after. So Hell Week is 5.5 days of training with less than 4 hours of sleep. You train, you eat a little bit, you sleep probably while you're eating, you go back to training. So Hell Week tests physical endurance, mental toughness, pain and cold tolerance, teamwork, attitude, and ability to perform work under high physical and mental stress and sleep deprivation. Now you ask yourself, why would they do this? Well, if you are in Iraq or Afghanistan and you have enemies around you, do you think it's wise to get your 8 hours of sleep that night? Probably not. So our military, when they are in Afghanistan, they probably went days without sleeping because of the situation that they were in. Some statistics from Hell Week, it says on average, only 25% complete Hell Week. It is the most difficult test of all military branches. Class 348 began first phase with 192 candidates, 37 completed Hell Week. So they had about a 20% completion rate. So 1 out of every 5 made it through. Earlier this spring, there was this gentleman who died during Hell Week. And I guess I have the old letters up there. It says, listen to directions. When your teachers or your mom or dad or your coaches tell you not to do something, there is a reason for that. The recruits were all told, do not take any steroids, don't take monster drinks, just eat healthy and naturally, don't take any extra stuff. Well, this guy was taking steroids and he ended up dying. And there was another guy that was also on steroids and he got really sick too, but he made it through. So some of the things that they needed to do during phase 1 is just basic conditioning. You see the men with holding the log, that's like a telephone pole, but it's like the same diameter at both ends. Cordell told me that the lightest one weighs 250 pounds and the heaviest one would be 280 pounds. So that's kind of grueling. I know they ran with them, they carried them, they were sitting with them. They did a lot of stuff with that log. And then the other picture that is what Cordell called surf torture. So you would lay down on the beach, and while the tide came in, you just kind of laid there. And one of the times Cordell had to do that, he said there was a bad storm, and it was raining, and the waves were just beating against the berm. So, and the thing about California, the Pacific Ocean, if you've ever been there, you would think it's nice and warm because it's sunny California. Well, it's not. The water there is, Cordell said, is like 55 degrees to 65 degrees, depending on the season. So, I don't know about you, but I won't jump off my boat until the water's at least 70 or higher, so. And again, they train, doesn't matter what the weather's like, they train, and if that's what the schedule is, they follow the schedule. The obstacle course, this is right on base there. It's kind of right next to their dorms. Looks pretty strenuous. And I don't know if you can see that, the palm tree in the back, and how tall that netting fence is, or that wall that you have to get over. And of course, you have to do this in a certain amount of time. Okay, you can't take all day to get through this obstacle course. You have to complete it in a certain amount of time, and you only get so many chances. I'm pretty sure Cordell would be happy if he never saw on these boats again, but they did a lot of training with these like rubber rafts. And you could see them like carrying these, a group of guys carrying these like down the street in Coronado. When he was doing Hell Week, I think there's usually, he said, 7 guys that are carrying a boat, and I think 2 of them dropped out. Like, they just said, forget it, I'm done. So, guess who had to pick up the rest of the slack? The other 5 guys had to carry the boat. I'm not sure what the boat weighs. So all those rocks there, and if you can kind of see the buildings in the background, they would have to get over those rocks with those boats, and they would, again, have so much time. I think it was like they had 15 seconds to clear the beach, so that's not a lot of time, but those rocks are kind of sharp and jagged, and you work with your team to get your boat over that. So each candidate ran the obstacle course approximately 42 times. They ran 1,780 miles through timed runs, conditioning runs, and other evolutions, and they swam 136 miles. So that would be like from swimming from Cuba to Florida and then running from Florida to New York. Moving into phase 2, this is combat diving. They develop and qualify SEAL candidates as competent basic combat swimmers, concentrates on dive physics, underwater skills, and combat scuba. This phase was Cordell's hardest phase, as he admits that he is not the best swimmer. So the picture on the right in the pool, they did a lot of training there, and that is where Cordell, that was probably his lowest point. So when you're in the pool, they have these open circuit tests in the pool, and that is with using scuba gear. So like open circuit 1 is just basic scuba diving, and then OC2 is breathing with a buddy. So you take your mouthpiece out, give it to your buddy, and then it gets a little bit harder each time. So OC3 is you put your tanks off and on while you're in the water. OC4 is night, ditch, and dawn, kind of the same thing, but only when it's dark out. OC5 and 6, you take tanks off and give to a buddy. So you're exchanging gear. And then OC7, the instructor will go down there and he like basically beats them up. So it's like you're fighting with your enemy, and they'll slam you against the wall of the pool, or they'll take your stuff off, they'll unplug your scuba gear. So for this test, this is the final test, and it required 20 minutes to complete the task. So you basically had to be down there for 20 minutes doing all these different things. And then the first attempt that Cordell had, he passed out and he seized in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So he failed that test, and he was given the loving nickname of Minuteman Murtha because he only lasted a little more than a minute, and this test is supposed to take 20 minutes. His second attempt, he basically freaked out and failed the test again. So this must have been like on a Friday or something, so he had the weekend, and he got like a little snorkel, he filled up his bathtub, and he was like practicing in his bathtub. And then so on Monday, he had his final attempt, because if he didn't pass this test, he would get rolled back and have to do that phase all over again. And I'm not sure if he'd start over with phase 2, or yeah, I think he'd start over with phase 2. But on his third and final attempt, he passed. So I'm sure there were a lot of prayers said, but he also took the initiative to try to prepare himself. And when he went into that test, he was like, yeah, I'm going to fail. He was pretty well convinced that he wasn't going to make this test, but he did make it. Just some pictures. Again, that is not sunny California, but looks kind of cold and dreary to me. I mean, it is in California, but. All right, then moving on to phase 3. This is land warfare. So Cordell enjoyed this one much more than the other two. This is where you work with your basic weapons. You get to blow stuff up, land navigation, patrolling, rappelling, marksmanship. And then the last 4 weeks, they go to San Clemente Island, which is about 60 miles away from Coronado. And I believe they would drop you off, and you had to find these different marker points using a compass and a map. And you had, again, I think 7 hours to find those locations. By the end of phase 3, you need to do a 2-mile ocean swim with fins in under 75 minutes. You have to run 4 miles with boots on in under 28 minutes. So that's doing a 7-minute mile. Once you have successfully completed BUDS, you move on to SQT, which is SEAL Qualification Training. So when I was talking to Cordell, like I was half lost to what he was saying because he was abbreviating everything. BOC, BUDS, SQT, I was like, so it's whole like another lingo that you have to learn. So if you're, as you veterans know, there's like a second language you learn with all the abbreviations. But SQT is 26 weeks. It's learning how to be a SEAL. It's the basic level of naval special warfare to a more advanced tactical training. They spent, I think, 3 to 4 weeks in Kodiak, Alaska. So that's their cold weather training. And then they had SEER, which is survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. That's just a fancy word for basically torture training. They are tortured, well, not like excessively, but they are tortured and then they are asked questions. So they want to see how the SEALs will do under pressure like that. And then they also did like jumping out of airplanes. So they did parachute operations, static and free fall at high and low altitudes. Here's some pictures of when they were in Kodiak, Alaska. You can see they're in this water and there's snow in the background. The water temperature was about 36 degrees. And then there's Cordell with that heavy pack. He said they summited 2 different mountains when they were there. And he also told me that there was like 2 days where he didn't eat. They caught like 3 rabbits and a wild mountain goat. And I think the officers, or the trainers and instructors, probably got more to eat than the cadets did because Cordell only had like about 4 bites of meat. And he said that he wished he hadn't eaten anything. He just wished he would have gone the whole, well, so it was like almost 2 days already, they hadn't eaten anything. He wished he would have just waited longer because eating those 4 bites of food was more torturous than not eating at all, because it just made you so much more hungry. All right, so after, so he started, so April to April basically is how long the BUDS and the SEAL SQT training took, so over a year. And this is where they had graduation. So on the base, they have this building that's kind of a rectangular shape, and in the middle of it is like this open corridor. And you can kind of see there's a tent and chairs set up to the right. But if you notice the bell, if you give up or if you quit, you ring the bell, and then you leave your helmet there. So there's a line of helmets already for this class that is in training. They're constantly moving groups through different training. So, and when we first got there were some recruits that were running, must have been doing some of their training exercises for the day, but they were like running down this corridor. And you see the little frog feet on the bottom. I'm not sure how many helmets are there, but there's probably about around 50. This is class 348, and there were 28 graduates. So they started with 192, and 28 made it to graduation. And there's a little statue of a frog on one side, and then I think it's a walrus on the other side. No, it's a seal, sorry. It's a seal. Okay. So during graduation, I didn't bring any paper and pen, and I wish I had, so I'm like texting kind of furiously on my phone, taking some notes from the speaker's comments. And one of the things he said to the SEALs was, you know, if you're gonna find a girlfriend or find a wife, don't rescue a princess, but a warrior to fight with you. It is very difficult for these men to be overseas for 6 weeks or not 6 weeks, 6 months or more than that, or a year. And you need someone that is strong as well. Another comment that the speaker said was, suffering promotes growth. And when I was in church this summer, my pastor read from Romans 5. And when he read that, I just had an instant flashback to the Navy SEAL graduation. And this is what it says, Romans 5. But we also rejoice in our suffering, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. And hope does not disappoint us. So these men need a tremendous amount of perseverance, or they wouldn't have made it this far. And all that suffering made them stronger, mentally, physically. The speaker also said that we know you will fail, but what will you do with that failure? How are you going to react? Cordell said that he noticed that some of the guys that were the most amped up, they were the most loud and vocal. There was a guy that was carrying the boat that was in his group, and he was yelling at another one of his teammates, "Baker, pick up your slack." He was yelling at him because he was thinking that he wasn't doing enough, and if he was suffering more. But that guy never made it to graduation. Guys that are more accepting of their circumstances, guys that are more humble, quiet, hardworking, those are probably some of the guys that made it through to the end. The speaker also said, look for a laugh in the darkest moments. Because those are things that are going to get you through. Resilience, levity, humbleness, leadership. Expect to lead, but also to be led. And regardless of rank, all SEALs are teammates. Listen to feedback, build on that scar tissue. So, listen to your coaches, listen to your parents. Sometimes we need to be put in our place. So, listen to that, build on that scar tissue. And more men are drafted into the NFL than will graduate SEAL qualification training. So the statistic there is 0.0026%. So very, very small. Every graduating class has a gift for, I guess, that they leave at the base. And right about the time the guys were to graduate is when they discovered Ernest Shackleton's ship, the Spirit of the Endurance. And I hope anyone who's had my class in the previous years remember the story that we read. And that was when Ernest Shackleton took a ship down to Antarctica. His ship becomes stuck in the ice, and they are forced to abandon their ship. And there were 28 men that survived that ordeal. It lasted like almost 2 years before they made it back to civilization, but it's quite an extraordinary story, so if you ever get a chance, I would suggest read the story or do some research on it. But the guys had this, like a steering wheel of a ship put together. On the outside is all of their last names, and on the plaque, at the top it says SQT 348, and the plaque says, men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. Ernest Shackleton. So that was an ad that Ernest Shackleton placed in the papers as he was trying to build his crew to go on this expedition. And the guys from 348 just felt a real connection with this because they had 28 men graduate, and there were 28 men that were on that expedition. And they all endured some great suffering. So all of this work, you are given a trident pin. It's about maybe 2-3 inches, and you're given a certificate. This trident is the insignia for a SEAL. It reflects the 3 mediums in which they operate: sea, air, and land. The anchor denotes the U.S. Navy. The eagle represents air and illustrates strength and courage. The trident is a symbol of Neptune. And Neptune is the Roman god of the sea, and he used a trident as his scepter. There's a gun there, and that pistol symbolizes land warfare and their constant state of readiness. Gold is worn by both officers and enlisted personnel. It reflects the common bond they share in the experience of Hell Week and the respect they have for each other first as teammates. The one guy standing with Cordell, his name is Sam, and Cordell got to know him as a kid because Sam is married to the lady from Parkston, and so he came back from time to time, and Cordell got to meet him, and so he's kind of been his mentor this whole time. There's Cordell and his family, or most of his family. The picture on the left would be Tucker, Cordell, Ethan, and my son Austin. So between those 4 boys, they have 22 years of military service. Tucker is currently in the South Dakota Air National Guard. Cordell is in the Navy SEAL, so he has over 2 years. Ethan was in the South Dakota Air National Guard. He's no longer with that. And then my son Austin is in his 9th year with the South Dakota Army National Guard. Currently, Cordell was sent or stationed to the East Coast. Most of them stayed on the West Coast for further training, but he's on the East Coast at Virginia Beach, and he is on SEAL Team 8. You had to put your 3 top choices, and his first choice was to go to sniper school, and he made it into sniper school. So that is what he's doing now, currently, is sniper training. And so the future just looks like more training. You may get deployed. Right now, the people on the East Coast are going to either Africa or Europe, and they're deployed over there for about 6 months, and then they return. Just a quick comment too. I think it was Sam told Cordell that some of their most successful candidates for SEALs are wrestlers and kids from the Midwestern farm. So I know we have some kids here that could certainly do this as well. So just a closing thought here is that I hope you all are thankful and appreciative of our military and our veterans and everything they go through. You know, we're home, we get to go to movies, we get to go out and eat at McDonald's. You know, we have a lot of freedom, and we don't really have any skin off our teeth. But our military, they sure sacrifice a lot. So be thankful, and they sure sacrifice a lot. So be thankful and appreciative. Thank you.
you and Mrs. Haberman. We will now have a video by the first grade class.
Just to share a short basic training story with you. At 4:30 PT physical training in the morning, one day it was our drill sergeant's birthday. Guess what we did that day? Long drills.
Thank you, first graders. Choir will now perform My America by Joyce Ehlers Babcock. The choir is directed by Ms. Isa Garcia and accompanied by Karen Whittle. never forget their sacrifice, the hard, heavy work they have done. They did what was asked, crucial needs they fulfilled, with a telephone, pencil, or pen. We're happy and proud to honor them. They gave so much more than they got. Our heroes, our veterans, kept freedom safe. All of us owe them a lot. Thank you, Nora. Kaylin Owens will now read her Patriots of Hymn and save from last year. An anonymous writer once quoted, "My favorite thing about the United States, lots of Americans want America. In order for us to be one America, we all have to individually do our part by being a good American. There are many ways to be a good American, including being active in activities, getting a good education, and showing patriotism towards our country. Being active in activities within your community shows that you care for the well-being of these activities and want them to thrive so they continue. One can be a part of school clubs, sports, or other organizations. By being active in school and community organizations, it is not only fun, but gives you something to work at individually as well as with the team to become something bigger someday, which leads to better choices and experiences to be good American. Getting a good education can lead to getting a job. Being a good American means contributing to the workforce by being employed, keeping jobs on American soil, paying taxes. Not one job is more important than another. They all make the nation work as a whole. So doing your best, challenging yourself, and securing a job that makes you happy and successful leads to being a good American. Demonstrating patriotism is an important part of being a good American. There are many ways you can show patriotism. The one that sticks out to me the most is standing, facing the flag, right hand over one's heart, and all headgear removed while the national anthem is being sung or the Pledge of Allegiance is being recited. This act of patriotism shows respect to the soldiers who have fought for our country, giving us the freedom to have a flag and a national anthem. Being thankful for one's service to our country and honoring the flag and nation is the highest level of patriotism one can demonstrate. In conclusion, being a good American is shown in many ways, depending upon the citizen. For me, being a good American was being active in activities within the community, getting a good education, and being a hardworking employee, and showing patriotism. Never stop being proud to show one that being a good American is fun and well worth the hard work and dedication that puts into it. Bailey Bayside will now read the poem on Veterans Day for Juliana Fuchs.
While we were here at home, they traveled land and sea to make sure we stayed safe, to protect and keep us free. Words are not enough to give them what they're due. On Veterans Day, please thank them for their service to me and you.
Thank you, Bailey. The 5th grade class would like to sing a song for veterans. like to thank all the elementary students and teachers for making cards for our veterans. We would also like to thank Steve Flett and Steve Henry for all of your help in getting ready for the program. Thank you also to Mr. Jacobson and the band students, Mrs. Garcia and all the state quartets and choir for your music. Thank you to Jenna for reading your Voice of Democracy essay and Kaylin for reading your Patriot Pen essay. Thanks to the student council members, Keegan, Nora, Bailey, and Jerica for reading the poems. Thank you to Ms. Jill Huberman for sharing your message with us. Thank you to Flowers and More for donating the roses that were given to the veterans. Once again, and thank you very much to our veterans for your service and for attending our program. Turk would like to say an announcement.
Boy, good morning. What a wonderful crowd. Can you hear me now? Yeah, all right. That's why they always put me in charge. Anyway, I want to thank this great, great crowd. What a patriotic bunch of people. I love it. My fellow veterans love it. It's just amazing how patriotic this part of the country is. We were talking about that the other day, that all the people I met in the service while I was serving our country, the people in the Midwest were the most helpful, the most, they were always in a hurry to help out and everything. Midwest people are special. I've got a story to tell. It won't be very long. Jill, you hit a wonderful subject for me. I too was in Coronado Island. It's a beautiful place, and the water is cold. A couple of us one day decided we were going to jump off the back of the ship and swim ashore and tour the island. We got right back on the ship. The water's cold. Anyway, I was not a Navy SEAL. I was not the best of the best. I was second. I was there for training. We were training in a top secret mission. At that time, we didn't know what we were doing, but we ended up being in the Marshall Islands doing an atomic bomb test for 6 months. So anyway, that's why I was in Coronado, and it is a beautiful island. Again, I want to thank everybody, and before I forget, the auxiliary is having a lunch for veterans, and the public, of course, is invited. It's a good old-fashioned farm lunch, roast beef, mashed potatoes, and gravy, so come on down. This might be a little early for lunch, but it'll be great.
More coffee for veterans too in there.
Pardon me?
More coffee. You know,
And there is more coffee, and there is more sweet rolls. Thank you, Jill, for that. That was a good way to start the day. Coffee and Tyndall Bakeries rolls. Can you beat that? I did have something else to say. Oh yeah, you are all lucky. We are all lucky that I'm not in the military right now. I got up this morning all excited. I'm hard of hearing and I forgot my hearing aids. I don't see very well and I forgot my glasses. So we're lucky I'm not defending the country right now. I'd have probably forgot my gun. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of the VFW, the Legion, and all the other military guys in here, thank you.
Right shoulder arms. Retrieve, colors. To the rear step. Left face. Forward march.